Hello everyone, Rare Model Reviews here, and looks like hell is frozen over because I am finally putting up my first ever review of a Gundam model here. So, getting straight into it, we have the 144 high grade Stark Jegan here. I guess I'm just going to get straight into articulation here. So, starting up from the head first, goes side to side here. It's getting a little restricted by the collar there. Goes up and down just a bit. It goes, not sure if you can see that, forward and back, a little tiny bit, side to side. Let me see. We'll go to the shoulder here. This spins 360. Goes up about here. It's got like a it looks like a peg in there, so it wobbles just a little bit. Guess it's a little bit of up and down. The shoulder pad moves like so. I already showed the arm go there, but you can get about I guess that's about a 180-degree bend. So spin this little part here right under the shoulder as well, and of course the wrist is a ball joint, so that can do a 360 as well. Going on to the waist, however, waist can, I guess maybe if you moved it up a little, nah, just kind of like a swivel side to side, really. Both of the front armor here goes up pretty high up, but I don't know why you'd kind of want to do that. It's a little awkward to do so. Laces go about this far. These waist armor here goes about up there. And it technically do like a 360, yeah. Back armor here is fixed, so that can't move. Leg go about here, so you can do a decent high kick, I suppose. And it bends about 90-degree angle, although it's a little restricted by the little leg guard here. And going backwards, again restricted by the armor, so I can't do too much. The thrusters here is fixed, you can't move that at all. And the armor does rattle a little bit, but that's because it's not connected very tightly, so I can't really call that articulation. If you're wondering about how wide the feet can go apart, decent, I suppose. This thing has really big feet, by the way, so it's, for the most part, it's pretty solid. Won't really have too much problem standing. The ankle movement, do a little bit of side to side there, forward and back just a bit. Again, kind of restricted by the leg armor, but if you guess you move at the right angle, it's not too bad, but more or less do whatever you want one, I guess. So that's really it for articulation. I'm gonna see the point of doing the other armor leg, but for colors for this thing actually came with like one sticker, I believe. Not actually, no, I don't think it came with any stickers at all. Yeah, no stickers at all. Actually, no, I didn't think about it. Well, actually, I meant to say that was you can make that out here. It's got like a clear blue piece for the visor here, but everything else, the front camera and the back camera, are actually colored blue. It didn't come with any sticker or anything for it. The inner details and the vents here, that was all the same color as the shoulder here. I painted that yellow and black here. Same for the sides there. These little pieces, if you can make that out, under the front armor, colored that. Even the little V fin in the crotch there, I colored that one gold and panel lined it black. Again, same for the little details and thrusters here and here. All was just solid gray. I colored that yellow under the feet here. This was all the same color. This little turquoise here, colored that in yellow and the gray. Same going back for the thrusters here. Well, speaking of thrusters, actually, this little tail fin here goes up and down a little bit. This one in the back goes up and down. And both, of course, are individually articulated. This back thruster, no movement whatsoever. And if you wobble this, oops, a little loose, you can sort of get a little bit of movement, but not much. Oh, and little pieces here. I guess these are Vulcans. I colored those in as well. Yeah, that's really about it. So one thing I can note is I'm pretty sure this uses a lot of pieces from the original Jegan. So like the legs and stuff, it's basically the same, except they colored it different and added this armor over it, which you can remove. So if you're curious, So you can see it looks a bit more Jegan-y, and you can especially tell from this piece here. That's because that's clearly a thruster. Now for the putting it back on. I'm trying to see if this is the right side now. Oh boy, maybe I shouldn't have took it off. But yeah, so the Stark Jegan here, I actually had this kit for about 7 years, give or take. So for the most part, it's held up all right. It's a little loose, but not so loose that, like, you know, it just kind of flops and drops down. As I said before, it's pretty stable, stands up pretty well. I got it on, but it's a little loose. Oh boy. Okay, supposed to put it a little lower. There we go. But anyway, for accessories, I'm gonna get straight into that because there's no reason to really keep fooling around, rambling here. But it comes with these two shoulder mounted missile pods here. One thing that was kind of bothering me is the fact they're literally the same. I mean, it makes sense realistically, instead of making a different one just to have the light in a different area, it's the same. But it has two areas on the bottom here, so you could put it, I think that's more so for each side, because if it was the same side, you know, it probably wouldn't fit on quite the same, or quite right, I'd say. I don't think it'd be able to fit on at all now that I'm looking at it. But these, of course, swivel side to side a little bit. Although there's really not much of a reason to move them at all. But I guess you could maybe get some pulls out of it if you were to do that. Now, one thing I want to note for the beam saber is it actually came with two beams. One was shorter and one was a little longer. And they're also kind of like, if you can make that out, it's like a unique beam for this kit. It's like kind of like almost like a katana, because it's kind of flattish. I don't know if you can quite see that. See, it's a little like thicker on this side. And it's a bit curved too. Oh, that might just be a little bent, but you can't take the beam out of this saber. It's like really tight though, so I don't want to, but take my word for it. Like I said, it was a shorter and a longer beam. I don't believe this kit came with a second hand. I went looking through my boxes, couldn't find anything. Looked at the manual, it didn't look like there was another hand, so whatever. I guess it makes sense. It should always probably have a gun in one hand anyway, and it only has one beam saber, so it's not like you'd be able to dual wield anything. And if you would probably be able to lift one off the other Jegan if you had it, but yeah. So it fits in the hand decently. That kind of rattles around a little bit, if you can make that out. And of course, you would try to hold this upside down, it will fall out. But for the most part, you can do some decent poses with this thing. Now for the other accessories, it comes with a little beam, I'm guessing machine gun or something. I wouldn't call this a rifle. This little stock or whatever this is on the bottom does not move. That is fixed, unfortunately, even though it kind of looks like it would, but no. And then it also comes with the I guess it's like a hyper bazooka or something. I had the manual around, I'd be able to say what it is, but I already put that away. So this little handle here, if you saw that, moves a little bit. And like I said, this thing only came with, I believe, maybe, I don't know. I know even if it either just came with two fists or again, one trigger finger and one fist, but regardless, I know for a fact it doesn't come with two trigger finger hands, which sucks because you can't dual wield the weapons. Although I suppose if you were to lift the hand off another kit that had two trigger fingers, you'd be able to pull something off, but it's no big deal. So one thing I want to note is there is a peg inside the hand which lets it hold the beam saber, beam machine gun here perfectly. So this thing has like zero issues with this beam machine gun at all. So you'll be able to have no worries about posing this thing with the beam machine gun. The beam saber fell out the hand, no biggie. Also forgot to mention, you have to unpeg the hand, of course, to put in the other weapons. Actually, no, this thing doesn't have a peg in the hand. It's just Ben really designed this thing well to the point that everything slots in very securely. So that's really cool. And this kit came out a while ago, by the way, like I think 2010 or 2011. So it's like a pretty old kit, but You can hold the bazooka here over the shoulder, although the little missile pod will kind of get in the way of that. But you can also, you can finagle it here. Jeez, probably better off just taking it out. But you can't put it, yeah, and ended up popping out anyway. You can't put it under, jeez, the shoulder as well here, which I believe is the preferred method of it being used just fine. And I am going to say that's impressive just because the fact that there are older master grades, like one of the very first ones, that can't even pull, you know, the over the shoulder thing off. You like have to under shoulder it and stuff. But overall though, I'm going to say that, you know, I'd recommend this kit for anybody who is into high grades and grunts. Like I said, this is an older kit, and some of the technology on it's pretty dated. Like if you look at a lot of the newer kits, like from the Build series and whatnot, those things are amazing. You know, have great articulation, accessories, and whatever. This thing comes with just about everything you expect the Stark Jegan to come from. You know, I personally really like the design of the kit, which is why I picked it up. And honestly, with there being a master grade Jegan, I'm surprised there hasn't been a billion Bandai variants of it, such as the Stark Jegan. I don't think it'd have been too hard to make. Cause like I said, this thing has a few leftover parts from the Jegan, like the legs. The legs are, you know, exactly the same as the Jegans, but you have the armor over it. But besides someone who's a fan of Unicorn or just Federation grunt suits, I probably wouldn't recommend it just because, again, you know, it's pretty dated. It's not too impressive with the articulation kind of accessories. So I mean, that's it, really. There's not much else I can say here. If you guys enjoyed this review, or you're just ecstatic that, you know, nearly 10 years later, myself, I finally put out a review, please like, comment, subscribe. I will definitely be putting out more reviews. I'm actually going to finish building my jacket doga as soon as it's done. I just want to hurry up and get this out because, like I said, I'm trying to take this more serious. So once again, this is Rare Model Reviews, and I am signing out.